this world of technology, things are ever changing, rearranging. You need someone to help you out. I know someone who can. Come and take a journey with me as we go through the land of technology. You'll never be alone. You'll be with Paul Amadeus Lane in the tech zone. Welcome to the tech zone. We on our tech flow, and there's still a global market in case you didn't know. So many guests, we not trying to impress. Just want to pass off the info. You can do the rest. See, there's no escaping tech. It's part of our lives. Keep every individual connected worldwide. But all this innovation is more than entertainment. It's people like you paving a new way every day. So let your imagination run wild with all the things that you dream about. Cause the tech zone is on now with Paul Amadeus Lane. Blah. Come and take a journey with me as we go through the land of technology. You'll never be alone. You'll be with Paul Amadeus Lane in the tech zone.
Hello and welcome to this edition of the Tech Zone. I am Paul Amadeus Lane. So glad you decided to take a little trip with me as we go through the world of technology. You'll never be alone. Y'all know the rest. Come on, Sean. I gotta get you lip singing the intro. You down with that, Sean? My man Sean Nickerson, engineer extraordinaire over at ABC News Radio KMET. Well, this is the Tech Zone. I'm your czar of technology, Paul Amadeus Lane. We have a fantastic show in store for you today. We are going to be talking about the cloud. What about the cloud in particular? You definitely want to make sure that you stay tuned for our next segment. Our next guest is going to talk about in the second segment just how there's a new trend when it comes to multi-cloud platform now and what that means for companies and also us as consumers too. Coming up in our third segment, we are going to talk about an innovation scorecard. The great organization, Consumer Technology Association, they actually did a report on a lot of countries out there and to see how they scored on this innovation scorecard. One country in particular was named one of the innovation champions, and it's gonna blow your mind when we get that report coming up in our third and final segment of the show. But before we start our first segment, I want to remind everyone how they can connect with me. PaulAmadeusLane.com. That's how you can connect with me. Social media, you can send messages, any products you want us to talk about, comments, you can reach me there. And if you're watching this broadcast right now on YouTube, do me a favor. Or like when I said when I was younger, do me a favor. The favor that I want you to do is like, comment, and share these episodes that you either watch on YouTube, listen on iHeartRadio, or that you can now download, like we talked about last week, on our brand new apps. Sean, you know I was going to get that plug in there, right? Brand new apps for the Tech Zone. If you have the iOS devices, iPhone, iPad, go to the Apple App Store and search for Tech Zone, Paul Amadeus Lane, and you can download it. My Android peeps out there, Google Play Store, download it. Tech Zone, Paul Amadeus Lane. That's how you can get all the episodes. You can listen to it whenever you like, how you like. Just listen to it. And we're so happy. We had a bunch of people download it last week. Can we get a bunch more downloaded this week? I thought I'd start off the first segment of the show to talk about something that I did this past weekend. I actually watched Guardians of the Galaxy. Yeah, the first one. Yeah. I finally watched it. But after 4 years, to be honest, I didn't have any desire to watch it. It just didn't look appealing to me. But boy, was I wrong. So what I did was watched Volume 1, and then right after we watched Volume 2. I like Volume 1 better. But one of the things that really caught my attention in volume 2 of Guardians of the Galaxy. Hopefully you've seen it. If not, you can turn this off. But Star-Lord, Chris Pratt, his mom was so adorable at the beginning. Remember when she was singing Brandy? There's a girl in this harbor town, and she works laying whiskey down. She was so cute. But you know what would really kind of just shock me in that movie was in the beginning, when I saw a young Kirk Douglas. No, Kurt Russell. Yeah. Douglas is Zeta Jones' man. Yeah. Kurt Russell. Is it Kurt or Kurt? K-R-K or C-U-R-T? That reminds me of a Letterman episode. If you see that Letterman episode, you know where that joke is coming from. Kurt or Kurt? But let me focus now. That movie really, it really impressed me. The first one impressed me. Second one, Kurt Russell was straight gangster in that movie. That's all I have to say if you haven't watched it. But that kind of leads me to the first tech story I want to talk about, and only tech segment in this story in this segment right here, was that when it comes to advice and trying to find out something, whenever we wanted to find out something, we would maybe ask a family member or someone that we trust because we wanted to make sure that we had the most accurate information, right? When it comes to finding out an answer to life's biggest questions. Why do I bring that up with Kurt Russell? Well, several years ago, when I was a young lad, I used to like this Disney movie. I don't know why. Disney movies are always sad. They always kill animals and everything, but it was a movie called Old Yeller. And some of you remember Old Yeller. Old Yeller, come back Yeller. It was this awesome yellow dog. His name was Old Yeller because they couldn't say yellow. And he would protect the family. I think he ended up getting I don't want to tell you, it's a typical Disney movie. Well, there was a young kid in that movie. And if you're watching on video right now, here's the kid right now. And he played an Old Yeller. I forget his name, what his name was in Old Yeller. But when I was growing up, some of my family members, his name was Arliss Coates. That was his name. Some members of my family told me that this was Kurt Russell, a young Kurt Russell in Old Yeller. And that's something that I would tell everybody. Oh, Kurt Russell, he was in Old Yeller. Remember that movie? I was so wrong. So that leads us now to what we're seeing now when it comes to finding out accurate information. So what I did was I did a search. Was Kurt Russell in Old Yeller? And on that search, it says Kurt Russell was not in Old Yeller. The person that was in Old Yeller was Kevin Cochran. That's who the young lad was. And Kevin went on to play in other young films, back in the 60s and 70s too. But that just goes to show, when we go to a family member to find out some important information like the Kurt Russell playing Old Yeller, they tell us yes, what is not true, we search it now. So more and more people are searching to get more accurate information. Because let's face it, in families, if your family's like mine, there's a lot of old folklore about, oh yeah, you need this will help this will help that. Hey, and you know what got Nipsey Russell? See, all these different stories out there, it becomes like urban myths, urban legends. So a lot of people now are searching online for some very important information, like the Kurt Russell playing Old Yeller and other things. So we're starting to see that trend now, when ones are definitely doing that. And it makes sense because we want the most accurate information, but like with anything, we want to make sure that our searches are vetted, that we go to a reputable site to find out information that we are trying to find out when it comes to life's most pressing issues, like the Kurt Russell playing Old Yeller. Yeah. Well, are you searching more? Or are you going to that relative and getting some of that bad information? I can tell you some stories that, use this will take care of a bird, that will take care of a bird. Just some of those stories are just outlandish and outrageous, but family members, they mean well, but we want to measure twice and cut once, don't we? Like finding out to Kurt Russell playing Old Yeller. And no, he didn't. All right. Well, that's my bit for King and Country during this first segment of the show. When we get back, we're going to talk about multi-cloud solutions now when it comes to businesses and certain businesses using this new model to make sure that their consumers, that they're saving money, and that their business is running in tip-top shape. When we get back, we'll have that story and a very special guest.
In this world of technology, things are ever changing, rearranging. You need someone to help you out. I know someone who can. Come and take a journey with me as we go through the land of technology. You'll never be alone. You'll be with Paul, Amadeus, Lane in the tech zone.